From Dusty Baker and Brian Snitker returning to manage the leagues, to Aaron Judge hyping fans up after he outshone almost all the center fielders, here's the real reason baseball fans can't wait for the 2023 All-Star Game. It's one of the coolest traditions in the sport, where the best of the best in Major League Baseball come together to show off their skills. Back in the day, this game had even more on the line. From 2003 to 2016, the league that won the MLB All-Star Game would score home field advantage in the World Series. But since 2017, it's been all about the pure exhibition vibes. And that's been fun to watch too. This year, for the 93rd All-Star Game in MLB history, the National League faces off against the American League. And guess what? After having the Midsummer Classic at Dodger Stadium last year, and in National League Park for 2 years straight, it's the American League's turn to be the host. Now, mark your calendars, because the 2023 MLB All-Star break is happening from July 10th to July 13th. It's a short breather for many MLB players and managers. But the biggest stars in baseball will be heading to T-Mobile Park in Seattle for the main event, the MLB All-Star Game. The managers for this game are none other than the legendary Dusty Baker, the skipper of the Astros leading the American League, and Brian Snitker, the Braves manager helming the National League. These guys know how to handle their teams and bring out the best for the crowds. The return of these legends has gotten fans hyped beyond belief. So get ready to head down to the beautiful city of Seattle, because that's where the 2023 MLB All-Star Game is going down. This isn't Seattle's first rodeo, though. It's actually their third time hosting this epic event. The last time they played host was way back in 2001, when the stadium was called Safeco Field. And even before that, back in 1979, the iconic Kingdom was the place to be for the Midsummer Classic. The 2023 MLB All-Star Futures Game is lined up at T-Mobile Park, although I don't have an official date just yet. You can bet your lucky baseball cap that it will likely be on Sunday, July 9th. It's the perfect opportunity to catch a glimpse of the future stars of the game. The Home Run Derby is happening on Sunday, July 10th, also at T-Mobile Park. And in just 64 days, the baseball extravaganza will kick off in Seattle, and the excitement is gonna be off the charts at the Capital One SoDo All-Star Village. T-Mobile Park, Lumen Field, and Events Center are gonna be buzzing with energy and baseball fever. It's gonna be the party central for fans during All-Star Week, and it's got people beyond excited for the game. The Village is not only hosting the All-Star Game, but it's also hosting the place where the 2023 MLB Amateur Draft's first round will take place. Some of the brightest young talents will be there, ready to make their mark on the big leagues. The All-Star Village has so many star attractions, like the Capital One Play Ballpark, which opens on Saturday, July 8th, and runs through Tuesday, July 11th. It's going to be the world's largest and most playable softball festival of its kind, with over 50 indoor and outdoor activities for fans of all ages to have an absolute blast. Imagine stepping into a baseball theme park where you can meet legendary players, swing for the fences in batting cages, listen to live panel discussions with former stars, experience the thrill of a home run derby in virtual reality, in MLB The Show's 23 gaming stations, and admire a curated exhibit from the National Baseball Hall of Fame and Museum. It'll even have live cleat customization painting. How cool is that? But there's even more. Fans will have the chance to snag autographs from their favorite players, participate in question and answer sessions with them, and did I mention that former Mariners All-Stars like Edgar Martinez, Brett Boone, and Mike Cameron will be there, along with a total of 20 other former players. It's an opportunity of a lifetime for baseball fans. And the All-Star Game just can't come around fast enough. I know it may seem like the Midsummer Classic is ages away, but it's never too early to dive into some exciting MLB All-Star predictions for 2023. Even before the voting frenzy starts, fans already have a pretty solid idea of the players who truly deserve to shine on that All-Star stage. We've got some serious contenders for the starting spots in this year's Midsummer Classic. We have Elias Diaz of the Rockies. He's been hitting around .330 and is a fan favorite pick for the starting spot. But Sean Murphy's game is putting him ahead of the pack. With 10 homers and 9 doubles in just 37 games, he's got an OPS that's almost 1.0 for the Braves. For first baseman, Pete Alonso, Matt Olson, and Christian Walker may have more home runs than Paul Goldschmidt, but the reigning MVP still holds the crown as the best all-around first baseman in the game. He's been carrying the struggling Cardinals on his back, proving to fans that he's a force to be reckoned with. Over at third base in the National League, the usual suspects like Nolan Arenado and Austin Riley aren't quite hitting their usual numbers, leaving the starting spot wide open. It's a close call between Max Muncy and Patrick Wisdom. But the spot goes to Wisdom because he's been a bit less reliant on the long ball for his production. In the shortstop department, I've got a surprise twist for you. Xander Bogaerts, after making 4 All-Star appearances for the American League, could find himself starting for the National League this year. With Francisco Lindor, Trey Turner, and Dansby Swanson struggling to meet expectations, Bogaerts is stepping up to claim the spotlight. And man, does he deserve it! The National League MVP frontrunner, Ronald Acuna Jr., is healthy and performing like a superstar. So it's no question that he'll be the starter in right field at the All-Star Game. He's got the skills, the talent, and the excitement to light up the field. While you could get nostalgic and consider Clayton Kershaw as the National League starter, the decision comes down to a toss-up between Alex Cobb and Bryce Elder. But Elder's ability to keep opposing players off the bases gives him a clear edge and makes him everyone's projected starter for the National League. But that's enough for the National League. Here's the projected American League lineup for this year. The American League is serving up some top-notch catchers this year, but Jonah Heim is really knocking it out of the park. He's the only one in the league who's batting over .300, and that's unbelievable. With Heim playing such a pivotal role in leading the Rangers to first place, it's only fair that he gets to start the All-Star Game. I mean, he totally deserves it. Most of the top players in the second baseman position are rocking it in the National League. So in the American League, there's nobody really putting up a fight with Marcus Semien. The guy's earning his big bucks from Texas, and he's the only second baseman in the American League with an OPS over .800. Now, Rafael Devers and Isaac Paredes are making a strong case, no doubt about it. But let me tell you, few hitters have been as awesome as Matt Chapman this season. Sure, he might just have 5 homers, but he's got 18 doubles and a .318 average over 42 games. So Chapman is who fans are hyped to see in the hot corner for Toronto. And you can't forget about Randy Arozarena from the Rays. That guy is having an outstanding first half. He's leading all left fielders in home runs and also batting over .300. It's a no-brainer. He's definitely starting in left field. On the other hand, Aaron Judge is not matching his incredible performance from last season. But hey, he's still having a fantastic year despite missing some time on the injured list. And get this, he started more games in center field than right field for the Yankees. Why does that matter? Because he's outshining all other center fielders in the league, including the legendary Mike Trout and Luis Robert. Impressive, right? Moving on to right field, you've got Adolis Garcia from the first-place Rangers. And although Alex Verdugo from Boston is no slouch, playing for a top team like the Rangers definitely gives Garcia the edge. And guess what? Garcia already has 13 homers and is averaging more than 1 RBI per game. There are only a couple of players who even come close to him in RBIs. So yeah, he's the obvious choice to start in the right field for the AL. Now, there are so many stellar candidates for pitcher, but Sonny Gray has risen above the rest in the American League. Sure, Garrett Cole is giving him a run for his money, but Gray has been more effective. In fact, he even boasts a better strikeout rate than Cole. That's why he deserves the starting spot at the All-Star Game right now. So, From Aaron Judge hyping fans up after he outshone most center fielders in the league, to Dusty Baker and Brian Snitker returning to manage the American and National Leagues, here's the real reason baseball fans can't wait for the 2023 All-Star Game.